has developed a classification method so that we can analyze any player and determine that player's motion art style.
And it literally has opened my eyes. I see the game in a completely different way now.
We know that every player's objective is to score and to stop their opponent from doing the same thing. But what the motion art styles shows us is that they go about it in different ways. And then it just, I think, expands our appreciation of the game.
So we want to provide you with a scouting report on Chris Joubert so you can understand how to watch him, how he uses the Gin-Kora motion arts basketball style. And we'll be sharing from our analysis. So one of the first factors we look at is his spirit or his emotional temperature. And this measures how emotionally expressive he is during a match. Some guys are trash talkers. They talk a lot. They yell a lot. They're really loud when they play. Whether it's going good or going poorly for them, they're loud and expressive. And then you have the opposite extreme where a guy is very subdued, very silent. And then, of course, you have the one who's in the middle. Well, when we evaluated Chris and assessed him, what we noticed is Chris is somewhere in the middle. So he's not going to be loud and trash talking or very emotionally expressive all the time. There are times when he can be. He's sort of right there in the middle. That's neither good nor bad. It's all about how you use it, how you incorporate it to help you be effective. We know that at times Chris can turn it up. He can be very fiery and competitive. That pairs well with his winning mentality. He's able to turn it on when he needs to. The next thing we look at is their go-to offensive strategies. And this is looking at what a player does when he's able to do what he wants to do. Every player wants to score. What we're looking at is how do they prefer to go about scoring. And so there are a number of ways they can do that. When we analyze Chris, what we notice is when you see him play, look for him to get to a spot. He wants to shoot or attack from a certain spot, so he'll dribble for the purpose of getting to that spot, maybe the elbow to shoot a jumper or the post to do a turnaround jumper. Look for him to shoot from that 4-point shot box. Chris has knockout power. He can beat you with 3 4-pointers in the match in 3 rounds. That's an exciting thing about his game. He's definitely able to hit that half-court shot and knock you out in 3 rounds. So he's got knockout power, and that 4-point box is one of his sweet spots. A lot of guys will check the ball up at the top of the key. Chris will check the ball up from half court because he's in that 4-point box and he wants to knock you out, and he's definitely able to do it. So look for him to check the ball from the 4-point box. That's one of the spots he produces offense from, one of his favorite spots. And that's Gin-Kora. Gin-Kora has favorite spots that they like to attack from. Look for them to go to those spots and produce offense from those spots. Gin-Kora is very efficient. You'll see that with Chris Joubert. Very efficient. They know what they want to do. They decide what they want to do, and then they move, as opposed to moving while they're deciding what to do. That's not Gin-Kora. Gin-Kora is decisive. They decide what they want to do, and then they move to execute on that intention. That takes us to dribbling attack styles. When they do dribble, what are they trying to do? With Chris Joubert, look for him to charge. It's going to be a charge. It's going to be an explosive full head of steam, attack the basket. He's not going to dribble to the basket and then back out and then back in and back out, sort of like indecisive. When he goes to the basket, look for a shot to come out of that drive to the basket. As a Gin-Kora practitioner, he's going to show you few dribbles. He's going to take a linear path to the basket. He's not going to be going through his legs, zigzagging. It's going to be a linear path. He's going straight to that basket. He will show you few or no fakes at all. Look for him to not so much regard the defender. He's not trying to break ankles or get you up in the air or mesmerize you. It's almost like you're not even there. He's going to the basket, and it's up to you to stop him. So look for him to rely on Gin-Kora practitioners, and people who use this dribble attack style will rely on speed or quickness or power or surprise or all of them or a combination of them. So their drive to the basket is more like a swift cutting sword, very decisive. As for the shooting arsenal now, this is taking a look at what shots he has in his arsenal. There are many different types of shots, but what we looked at are the shots that he has command over, the ones he shoots very well. And that's on a scale of 1 to 5, where 1 is maybe we hardly ever see you shoot that shot, or you don't shoot it well at all. And a 3 would be somewhere in between, and a 5 is excellent. So he has excellent command over that shot. He shoots it very well, maybe even shoots it very often. And so the shots that Chris scores a 4 or a 5 on are the ones that he has in his arsenal, and that will be the quick pull-up off the dribble. That's a 4. The turnaround jump shot, that's a solid 5. The fadeaway, again, a solid 5. He's got a beautiful fadeaway shot. Look for the 1-foot fadeaway as well. He shoots that at a level 5. Excellent. His pull-up jump shot is superb. This is one of the hallmarks of Chris Joubert's game. So if you really enjoy that, you're really going to enjoy watching him play. And by that, I mean, he doesn't have to put the ball on the floor. He'll just pull up from wherever he is and sink that shot. You have to stop that shot because you can't let him have it. He will make it. You're going to have to stop him from making it. He's very good at shooting the pull-up. He's got the running jumper as well. That's another beautiful shot in his arsenal. He shoots that at a 4. He's got the scoop shot when he goes to the basket, the finger roll when he goes to the basket, the layup when he goes to the basket. The step back he can shoot as well, shoots that at a level 4. And of course, he's got the Superman shot, which is an excellent shot, very entertaining shot to watch. Now, as for his range, which is a measure of the threat level, it measures the threat level at the various ranges, whether it be the low post or mid-range or the 2-point line or the deep shot. And that will be the shot boxes, 3-point shot boxes and the 4-point shot box. In the post, Chris is a 5. When he gets there, when he takes a shot from there, he's very effective there. In the mid-range, he's a 4. 2-point line, he's a 5. And from deep, he's a 5. Excellent shooter. Again, you will have to stop him because if you let him take the shot, he's going to score. You're going to have to stop him from scoring. That's one of the reasons he's one of the top players in the league. As for offensive versatility, this is a measure of how well you train both sides of your body. Chris is great going to his left. He's a 4 out of 5. Going to his right, he's a 5 out of 5. Shooting with his right hand, he's a 5 out of 5. Going to his left, we don't observe that very much, so that's a 2 for him. Turning over his right shoulder, he's a 5. Turning over his left shoulder, he's a 5. Chris can shoot the turnaround jumper in either direction. Dribbling to his right for pull-up, he's a 4 out of 5. And dribbling to his left for pull-up, he's a 4 out of 5. The next thing we measure is his hero potential, and this is his ability to make big plays. He's a 10 out of 10 there. His killer instinct, ability to close out matches, not just get to the match point, but actually win the match. He's an 8 out of 10. Rises to meet the moment, performs well under pressure, a solid 8 out of 10. Next, what gives Chris Joubert the edge? What makes him effective? What you're going to see when you watch him play is a lot of confidence. Maybe a quiet confidence. He's not cocky, but he's definitely confident. He has a fiery competitiveness that's very enjoyable, makes for very entertaining matches. Look for Chris to not give up. He's going to fight you to the very end. But not just that, Chris believes he ought to win. And that's apparent, especially when you see him shoot. When Chris takes a shot, he believes that thing's going to go in. And when it doesn't go in, he's very surprised. He doesn't waste shots. He's not happy just to get the shot off. He expects that thing to go through the net. So you'll notice that he's very competitive in that way. Doesn't like to lose, refuses to lose. He will fight you. He's shown that he can rise to meet the challenge, plays big in high-pressure situations. Again, he believes he ought to win. Chris doesn't waste possessions. He's very smart, very strategic, analyzes his opponent, selects the best way to win, to attack that opponent. He observes weaknesses in his opponent, and he makes adjustments. That's the thing. Chris will make adjustments to beat you. So he's a very smart player. Next category is body control. This is a measure of how well you control your body. It's a measure of your agility, your dexterity. Chris is a 7 out of 10, but he plays within that 7 very well. And so he's very effective there. That concludes our analysis of his style of play. Chris is a very entertaining player. One of the things I enjoy about him the most is that sweet jump shot he's got. Got a very nice jump shot, especially that turnaround jumper. Very entertaining to watch. He'll back you down, give you a fake, and that shot's coming out. Very effective shooting that shot. As a Gen Core practitioner, look for him to be very efficient. He plays a very clean game in terms of efficient movement, not wasting dribbles, not wasting shots. And again, that competitiveness will make him very entertaining to watch. So look for Chris to show you the Gen Core style, his version of the Gen Core style, when he plays his match against Chris Lee.